Hey friends, so now that all the 15 names are out, let's have a quick word about each of them. It still can be changed, so it's subject to change, but I would like to believe by and large most of the names have been released by small giants themselves, so they should be fairly there, but they have this habit of changing at the last moment one or maybe two heroes. So let's go. So somebody has been cool enough to make the chart, and these are the fellows. Of course, there is speculation which is going to be the tier of 10, 15, and 20. So certain assumptions have gone, and these are the tiers that have been thought of. They seem to be fairly okay. And what I will do is I'll cover according to the elements. So I have them all lined up. Let's go for it. So, Chakos wrote. Slow speed dude, I have in the roster, so I got the screenshot from there. Um, of course, I never leveled him up, so that will also give some kind of an idea about the importance of the hero. But I would like to clarify, me not having leveled up depends on multiple factors, and I would rather clarify it in the beginning so I can run through all the heroes. Depends on my roster, the level at which I play, and how I play. So that may not be true for majority of the players. So please don't go by that. I would urge you to look at your roster, what you require, what your match situation, and how much value the hero will bring to your gameplay. Follow that. So yeah, he is an impact all hero, damage to all. Then all enemies with dispellable mana get minus 40 mana generation buff. This may increase, I don't know the exact because this is not a leveled hero. And all enemies are immune to new status effect buffs. So he has this impact. He's a hero of the month of 2021 family. Slow speed is what handicaps this particular hero. Nyx. So you can see leveled and limit broken. She's there in my roster. I use her very regularly, especially because she is a tower hero. So comes in really handy against mana stealers, mana manipulators, and especially certain heroes. And these days, quite a few heroes are coming that they basically reduce your mana. So she fights all of that. Also, she comes in handy to deal with Luna. I combine her along with and those types of heroes, which are again mana manipulators. So she comes in handy for that. In terms of her special, of course, in terms of her, I just I have the habit of tapping and looking at the hero card. So this is basically I'm talking from a picture. So she has the habit of giving, I use her on the first charge very quickly. So she gives the buff. Second charge is she gives the defense down. And third charge, she gives the combination of the first and the second. So her first fire, I would say 9 out of 10 times is the first charge. And then I go for the subsequent ones. So I team her along with Amethyst, and they start the play in today's times. Gazelle obviously is part of the team, so that's where the massive buff comes from. But she sets the ball rolling. I would say she's still a good hero, obviously requires investment. I'm not doing LB2s to majority of the heroes. So she is, I'm a little yawny, it's late in the evening, but I wanted to make this and get this out. So she is a useful and a good hero, and I will leave it at that. Obviously, I'll go in depth about the heroes on the actual Soul Exchange date, but currently I'm just running through them quickly. Guardian Panther costume, we know how brilliant this is. I use her, I have two copies, and I use her very regularly, almost daily. And you can clearly see me using her. There is a team built around her. So Aramis, her, Nyx, Amethyst form one team, and then she is with Shacklebolt, Farah, and second copy of Aramis. So, and plus there are a few other options also, but Aramis and her are basically hunting together. Brilliant hero, goes without saying. If you don't have elemental defense down, take her. Um, the original version has a higher elemental defense down, but majority of the times I use this. Only I go with that one while dealing with Titans, the original version. So Matilda is part of the Holy Gang. She gives poison damage. Of course, average speed gives poison damage. Is part of the Morlovia family, if I can guess that. Yeah, the bat gives a muffin fiend and a whole host of things. So she has her time, but then is dated. And of course, stats for all these heroes are going to be really, really below. Um, of course, they all have got buffs recently, so that helps. You have to see how she can fit into the roster, but she really melts enemies and will require investment in terms of LBs and talent nodes to build up stats and survivability. Lahu, of course, if you don't have any of the Luna heroes, Lahu is an absolute pick. Simply pick him up for that passive. It's still useful. He also hits hard. He needs investment in form of resources, and he can hit and heal himself. So that would be absolutely cool, and of course that passive helps. Yakun, so he's very fast elemental fellow. I still use him. He's part of my Aero Barrage war team, sits in the wing, and is buffed by, I forget the name of that hero. So basically, I use him in that combo. I also use him for his high attack numbers. Of course, latest heroes have more high attack, but I don't have uh, a lot of the latest ones. So I still use this fellow on my Titan team, but I realize that I have a couple of fellows with higher attacks. I can obviously change them. But primarily, one of the things is he he doesn't hit hard. The 200% damage doesn't mean much, but those ailments that he gives, they come in handy. So see how your situation is, and I use him in the team to sprout those holy tiles. So that's really handy. So that's Yakun for you. Yekun. Then we go into the nature element, Sylvaria. I have her, never leveled up, or him, and never leveled up. And that's it. So target and nearby enemies get minus defense down. Then there is a whack only to the target, and then summons a minion for all allies. So obviously this is dated and time is gone. This is not the era of low percentage, low stats, and low hitting single target fellows. So that's that. Very confusing hero. Target a nearby, impact 3, then hits 1, say impact 1, and then gives minion to all, and the minion is not nothing great. So I'll leave it at that. 2022, which is 2 years old, more than 2 years old, so that also speaks a lot. Of course, passives have been added, but the hero needs to be alive or worth it. Queen Ain, she might excite some because she's a green taunt. Quite a few players are looking forward to that. She was almost in last time, and then pulled out because she was in one of the video releases or picture releases, whatever happened last time, and by SG. Now she makes a comeback for sure. So, of course, Green Taunt generates heal for herself. Allies get defense and mana generation buffs, which really is handy. And of course, I deal with quite a few LB2s. So that's that. And she has got her passive and the family bonus benefits that she extends. She gets for herself and extends forward. So, yeah, she's a good contender for quite a few rosters. Green Knight, I was quite surprised seeing this fellow. So, of course, he is a good hero that is a fighter, so ability to revive, part of the Avalon family. And of course, you have a, a fully emblemed and double LB, and you can see the stats. So they are a little dated, but obviously, those 25 additional talents will be helpful to complete this fellow. Obviously, you wax everybody, but before the damage gives the defense down, that really helps. Him being able to resurrect himself is the real pain, and upon resurrection, the hit really helps. He is still, I would say, very relevant on offense. Defense, yes, he can be an accidental pain in the ass, but on offense, he can be really put to some good use because he is impact all. And of course, the added bonus is in case he gets whacked during that resurrection, then he can end the things opposite. So, very useful hero. We move to the fire element, which is Airbus. Of course, part of the Styx family and Tower family. So, that's that. Styx family is 3 mana speed family, which you the first and the second mana charges, they combine to form the third. She obviously destroys all minions from the target, impact 1, gives a whack to the target, destroys in the second one also, and harder hit, and target cannot summon minions. These days, there's no single target summoning minion, and it doesn't even say mega minion to be useful. So, I would say she's not the hero in tune with times. I don't know why she's been put over here. SG should put certain heroes. Actually, all the heroes being offered should be in tune with some use in time, not just for the heck of it. She has been put over here just for the heck of it. I'll leave it at that. Barclay, exciting fellow. I haven't limit broken him, but this is the one. I very occasionally use him these days because I have a different red team. So I've got some 5-6 heroes that are strong enough to deal with anything. So I use them in combination with Gazelle. Deals whack to one target focused and 2 random fellows. Sends the missile, fiend missile. He's fun fellow, and plus his reviver via the talent route. So I would say he's a fairly good one. Obviously, you give him resources, he'll deliver better results. Fexa. So she is a bard, and bard bonus is what everybody gets excited, or most people get excited for that 5% additional mana. But skipping all that, dated, low stats, so requires a lot of resources, and recovers health. Plain Jane, duration of the buffs is reset for all the allies. Really good thing to have. And critical chance, 30% is actually might increase. No, this is a leveled hero. Yeah, level 1. So 30% critical chance seems to be on the lower side, but it's still good enough. And obviously, that 50% attack up is really fantastic. So, heal and these multiple buffs and buff reset is really good. So, I think that, that's done. we move to the last element, which is ice. Himeros, very fast speed, cute looking flying daggery fellow of the love family, Cupid family. So this is my copy. I had started to level him up, but obviously I got other blues that arrived in the roster. So I prioritized them, and then his turn never came. So that's that. Obviously, one good thing, claim to fame, is dispels buff from the targets. That's the first thing that it does. Then he whacks, and then obviously the cast to nearby allies special skills deals additional damage for 3 turns. So good fellow. Would be useful in certain rosters. Miriam and Midnight, what an arrival she had, and then they screwed her, made her absolutely useless. So I will not speak anything further, but she had a great arrival. She was supremely powerful and an impact 3 hero. Impact self and nearby being so powerful. That's why she got the mats from me. Otherwise, I am a real miser. Really take my time to give mats to impact 3 fellows, especially impact 3 support fellows. Impact 3 damage fellows I can still understand. But they screwed her up. Tinel, I have. She arrived last year during Christmas. I started to level her up. Other blues arrived and she got put away. So she's not. She arrived in December 2023. Yeah. So obviously she whacks impacts 3. That elf minion is nothing great. That should be removed, in fact, because the anti-minion fellows have a field day against her. The defense down is one cool thing, and I think she gives you a blind also at fast speed. So those 3 things, damage, defense down, and blind, all 3 are useful. So one can give her a thought too. So we're back at the summary page. Who are the ones that are worth considering in this? In the darks, very clearly, topmost contender would be costume Guardian Panther. So whoever has Panther or does not have, then surely picks that up. Has the regular Panther, then costume Panther really is useful still today. So, whatever people might say, elemental defense down and impact all with, prevention of buffs, that is awesome. There are too many buffs and she is very relevant. Okay, so let me make that very clear. Combined with Nyx, goes and rocks. In the holy ones, I am not very gung-ho about any, but to fill a roster gap of not having Luna, Lao seems to be good. The rest of the 2 fellows are out of touch. And Matilda has been since the day of arrival, Arco's bunny. He basically uses her fiends to have fun. In the nature, Queen Ain, of course, is a strong contender, and so is Green Knight. Sylvaria, no. In the fire, Barlay and Fexa are good contenders. Barclay's randomness is at times an issue, but he hits hard. So I can say that. Fexa, good support hero. Himeros and Eminem, no. Eminem is a sure no. Himeros, see what you require. If you require a dispeller, always useful. And Tinel, she impacts 3, and apart from damage, a high percentage of defense down, and blind is really a useful thing to have, but it's impact 3, so that's that. Of course, all these are dated heroes, so they require very good quantum of resources, and you can make them work. So that's that. Trust this helps. I'll speak in depth with whatever on the day, on the morning of the Soul Exchange. it's a crazy day, but I will find a way to, get the content out, because I'm sure. But I have given fair amount of food for thought. Obviously, I don't have the clear hero card to actually go threadbare, but I will share my experiences more then. But this should start the ball rolling in terms of having some kind of a clarity and an idea as to who to go for. Okay. Thanks for watching. Cheers. And for those who felt frustrated I wasn't naming heroes, they're fairly obvious, guys. So I, on the channel, don't see anybody being a small kiddo who doesn't understand. We're all clever fellows. And I see y'all as ones who can easily catch things. So that's why I wasn't doing it. But here it is today. The video is out. I've spoken about each one of them. And thanks to the person who created this chart. Take care and see you all soon.